Warriors, Wizards, One Shot! Over at Kickstarter.com, the One Shot Podcast Network is currently funding the first season of The Dungeon Dome, an actual play experience that combines the style of professional wrestling with the storytelling power of Dungeons and Dragons. Performers will take on the roles of fantasy gladiators, battling it out in player versus player matches for wealth and glory. The Dungeon Dome will feature some of your favorite actual play performers, including Kat Cool of the Campaign Podcast, Mike Migdal of the Neo Scum, Pat O'Rourke of the Dungeon Rats Podcast, and Aram Farshin of God's Fall. But we can't make this project without your help, so head over to Kickstarter right now and look up The Dungeon Dome. $25 get you a seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Everything is Awesome is part of Courts and Parts, a podcast network featuring pop culture, TV, movie, and geek podcasts. Check out some of our other shows, like TV Ate My Brain, Let's Chat with Revelin Friends, and Podstalgic at courtsandparts.com.
From Tattooed Mom on South Street, the hippest street in Philadelphia, it's the #1 podcast in Bucks County. Everything is awesome. Tonight's guests, from Plus 2 Comedy, Noah Houlihan. Philadelphia comedian and host of Full Belly Laughs, Brian Durkin. And now, as heard on 95.7 Ben FM's Ben Around Philly, here's your host, Kevin Gallagher!
Awesome.
Awesome. Just tell people they're awesome and mean it.
Awesome.
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 Did you have an awesome?
This is the most applause you've ever had.
A lot longer than I thought it was to play that theme song. It does kick into the Everything is Awesome theme song, but I guess for legal reasons.
Yeah, when you look at me, I know it's time to hit pause and not get us sued.
That's how I looked at you, Michael. Thank you all for coming out to the 5th Annual Philadelphia Podcast Festival. Woo! This is Everything is Awesome. I am your host, Kevin. This is the show where we sit down and talk to awesome people about awesome things. First of all, let's give it up for the #1 podcast in Delco, Doom Thugs. They toured up before this show. And it does, looking in this room, it makes sense because we're the #1 podcast in Bucks.
Yeah, you got to
And
have
Bucks
both
is
number
clearly
ones.
not as good as Delco. Oh,
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Not for good things at all. Let's give it up for some festival sponsors, should we? Shall we? Should we? Shall we? Should we?
We should.
I drank. Let's give it up for the Philadelphia Podcasting Society. Bridge Set Sound for making us sound like the #1 podcast in Bucks County. Tattooed Mom, what a great venue. You can't get better than this place. My favorite place in the city by far, especially on South Street. No offense, Bridge Set Sound. Fireball Printing for all the wonderful promotional materials, including some posters we're giving away today. Pyroglyphic Studio for making the banner, or the design of the banner. I'm not quite sure. They did something with the banner, guys. New Media Touring, Philly Banner Express. They probably printed that bad boy right there. Tea House Inc. They all sponsor the show. Wildfire. Let's try again. Take 2. Wildfire. It's the name of your goddamn sword in the book. Wildfire Radio for making us sound good on the internet right now. And Click Save Photography and Design. Give it up for those. And, of course, show sponsors Zencaster, high-quality remote podcasting. Makes me sound good. And, of course, Tellest, who normally provides some gifts for these stuff.
You got 'em?
Sweet. Tellest, where superheroes meet fantasy. Think of it this way. It's like X-Men without all the crazy timelines and Lord of the Rings without all the walking. That is Tellest on Tellest.com.
We're going to start introducing the crazy timelines.
Don't bury yourself.
Oh, no, it's going to be awesome.
Give it up for my co-host this evening, the creator of Tellest, and my best friend, Mike D'Angelo.
Thanks.
Before we kick things off proper, Mike, so our birthdays are a day apart. They were this past week, July 12th, July 13th. We have a pact that is about 15 to 20 years in the making of not getting each other gifts. So what does this motherfucker do? He gets me a gift. And a better host would have brought it with him, but I left it on my desk at work because it's so pretty.
There you go.
He got me this wonderful piece of art. Spoiler alert, there's some characters in his books that are based off of us. Write what you know, folks. Write what you know. And it's beautiful art, beautiful art. So I felt bad because he got me something. So Mike, I'm not going to pay money for anything, but I drew. This is hand-drawn, unframed stick figure art of Mike and Kev as BFFs. Autographed, sir.
I like how you wrote them as though I wouldn't know which was which.
But that's not all, Mike. That's not all. You get also some Everything is Awesome swag.
There we go. Hey. Yeah, buddy.
And I can't not give you something actually worthwhile. A Raphael mask.
Yes. Should have been Michelangelo.
And your favorite movie, Twilight Eclipse.
Did somebody else give this to you?
I don't want to talk about that movie being in my on my shelf. But happy birthday, belated birthday, Mike.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks for making me look terrible. And let's get on with the show proper. 2016 was a horrible year. And what's interesting is that now in 2017, we're kind of looking back and 2016 sucked. Bowie, Prince, Carrie Fisher, all passed away, many more. Here in 2017, I'm kind of looking back and thinking man, remember when we just worried about a female Ghostbusters movie? That was a big worry. Catching a Pikachu in someone's backyard, that was big. And, of course, an Oompa Loompa being in charge of the free world was just a joke back then. Come on, Mike.
You said you were going to point.
I said Oompa Loompa. Don't even do it now. But
it's going. It's just not.
But the great thing about this year's Podcast Fest is all those jokes recycled from last year. So that is a lazy podcaster for you.
You just didn't need to prepare. It's
no,
perfect.
I literally looked at the schedule from last year and was like, let's just do it. Let's do it. So before we bring out some guests and play some games and whatnot, which I need to grab from my book bag, which is over yonder, Comic-Con's coming up. I'm pretty excited.
Big Comic-Con. Yeah, San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con, which I believe is actually in my notes here. Are you excited for Comic-Con this year?
Well, I mean, D23 has kind of already started, so Comic-Con's already up in the air as far as I'm concerned. Disney and Marvel's already got and Star Wars.
But
they've already got all their
I don't think
stuff.
Marvel has a huge MCU presence at Comic-Con this year. Their
Probably
Netflix
not.
stuff is pretty big.
But I mean, all the Infinity War stuff just came out already.
Yeah, D23. I think they save all that stuff for D23 now.
Sure. Yeah.
Some of the more interesting things at Comic-Con that I wanted to talk about, because this kind of relates to your book series, is Netflix is doing a movie with Will Smith called Bright.
We saw this.
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer. What's the trailer like?
I mean, it was pretty decent.
Does it look
I mean,
good?
it wasn't like anything to write
Has
home
anyone
about or
heard of
anything.
Bright? No. Okay, it's now you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't watch the trailer. I do no prep. It's a fantasy series based in modern times. Pretty much. It's the elevator pitch. Yeah. So Will Smith plays like a cop, and there's orcs and dwarves and elves and a lot of walking presumably in that movie. I think that's interesting. I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings. That's probably a hot take. I think everyone else liked it.
I mean, there's some people. Obviously, Kevin Smith wrote into Clerks.
A lot of I steal my jokes from Kev.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, it's just not. I mean, I appreciated it. Everyone else, did you guys watch Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies and not like them because there's a lot of the same story?
You like Lord of the Rings.
So I'm not wrong that Lord of the Rings is kind of a terrible movie, right?
I like Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit trilogy was awful.
Hobbit was awful. Yeah. Lord of the Rings was good at, I don't know, we were 17, 18, 19.
I mean, it's still it's still like the fantasy to go to. There's nothing that...
I just can't watch those movies again.
I mean, Game of Thrones probably takes the cake now.
I just cannot watch those movies. Yeah. Again, watching them once was enough.
Well, can you imagine trying to go back and watch the extended, 12 hours?
And we did. I think I've watched them twice. Once in the theater and once with you.
I don't think I had the willpower to watch 12 hours with you.
Not all at once.
I don't think I did it.
I know. And we have some guys from the old FTW days. Spoiler alert: we used to wrestle. as you can tell from these perfect physiques for wrestling. And Jack Frost. I don't know if you remember Jack Frost.
Oh, that look. We have to animate that for.
He was. I don't know, why don't you animate it?
Well, no, I'm saying we have to animate that look.
Oh, okay. Jack Frost was a good dude, but he sat through through the when they re-released Lord of the Rings theater, watching back to back.
Oh yeah, he was a big fan, right?
Oh my god, he's a terrible human being. Here's what's more interesting about Comic-Con for me. They're doing a panel called Sweet Christmas, a mock trial to prove Luke Cage innocent. This couldn't be a bigger waste of San Diego's tax paper. What are you doing?
That's what I was hearing something. So I guess
hit stop.
Shigeru Miyamoto's song is playing.
You'll need to restart that I'll point to you when to restart that.
For this song?
Yes.
Okay.
But let's just get it ready for you. Biggest waste of San Diego's tax dollars, because this is a panel that stars one actor playing Luke Cage, David Gibson. Everyone else, the Judge Mitch Debin is a real judge in San Diego or San Jose or somewhere in that area. Christine Peak, Megan Smith are real lawyers defending a fictional character. Steve Chu and Jane Boardman are the prosecuting DA.
And they're assistants to the DA, right?
They're legit. Like, they are legit people
who are pretending to
defend
Luke Cage,
which is like kind of cool, but I feel like it's a big waste of taxpayers.
Well,
dollars.
I'm sure they're doing it volunteer work. It's not like they're like, all right, you guys have to pay us.
It's Comic-Con. Everyone makes money. Everyone that goes there makes money. You know, well, not you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you went to Wizard World.
Yeah, we made a little bit of money.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute or two. While I go get the game for today. You were a vendor at Wizard World. Do you want to talk about your experience real quick?
Sure. So we ended up selling a bunch of the Tellest books and everything, and we were also promoting our upcoming card game. In November, we're going to run a Kickstarter for kind of like a fantasy Monopoly, where you go out of your way to piss off your friends. You just spite all your buddies the best way you can. And see if you can't get people as pissed off as when you used to play Monopoly with Grandma.
Good pitch.
Yeah.
All right, so we play games here, much like every podcast seems to do. I swear, we did not steal this from Delco. We did not steal this from Full Belly Laughs. I stole this iteration. I stole the prize idea from Brian. Thank you for that. But we used to do trivia. I much rather play some other games. And a big game that I really enjoy from a friend of the show, James D'Amato, who did NPC, Noisy Person Cards. It was on Toy Box on ABC. Mattel picked it up. We're playing the Mattel version today, which may or may not be family-friendly-er than the other version. But it's a game of silly voices. So we're going to play some games. I want to pull someone from the crowd that we know to be a third person to be embarrassed with us.
We're going to do this 3 times with
audience members. There's going to be 4 people making silly voices. The audience members will win some stuff. But Mike from Doom Thugs. All right. Come here, buddy. Grab a mic.
Hey.
Or do you want?
You can stay there.
You can stay there. It'll be the whole thing.
So Noisy Person Cards is I'm going to give you 4 phrases. And we're going to have an audience member come here. They're going to have 4 phrases. We're going to pick a card that has a silly character on it. Do a silly voice. Whoever wins, well, just gets bragging rights because, let's be honest, the contestant gets the prize.
Yeah.
So here, you handle that. Let's. Who wants to play? Who wants to make an ass out of themselves by making silly voices? Come on. Let's bring it up. I want to start choosing randomly because I know one person who's really good at it. Oh, look at that.
Here we go.
Nubius Black.
We go. Oh,
Nubius
yeah.
Black. From the Blacklisted podcast, he was here yesterday. Nubius, come on up. 4 each, yeah. Deal 4 out. Deal 4 for me because I'm lazy. Give 4 to Noob here. What do I gotta do? You got to make a silly voice. Here, I'll give you these. You got to say something like that in a silly voice, but I'm going to pick a card to show you what the silly voice is going to be. So we're just going to go off the top of the deck here. Mr. Jeff Stormer, I'm going to use you as the judge here as what this is. Looks like a mouse who is the captain of a boat and a cup of coffee. I'll bring this over to you to be the judge.
It's a sailor mouse, yeah.
So pick a phrase. We'll start with Mike.
So I see a phrase, and then at the bottom I also
Don't worry about
see-
the bottom.
All right.
Pick a phrase. Do your best silly mouse voice who's a sailor.
Yar, butterflies in your stomach, sweaty palms, awkward silences. Are you sure dating is supposed to be fun?
That's my best sailor mouse.
Okay. I'm going to be the worst, guys. I'm going to be the worst. So, Mike, let's go with you.
Do you think dogs hate the smell of wet humans? It's kind of Seinfeld a little bit.
All right. I'll go next, and now our contestant will go last. Protect your data, eh? Wear a helmet.
That's pretty good.
Squeak, squeak.
I want you to do your Obi voice for the audience.
No, we're not going to do that unless there happens to be a French guy we pulled from this deck here. All right, Nubius, go ahead and do your best squeaky mouse voice with one of those phrases.
Squeaky on any of these cards.
Any of those cards.
Show me the money.
Winner.
All right, audience, let's hear it. Is Mike your winner? Ooh.
That's rough.
That's low. Mike number 2. Okay, about the same.
About the same.
No claps. Kev.
Oh,
That's
tough.
definitely Nubius Black.
Winner.
And for you, I don't know, but you won Laguna Beach.
You won.
I don't know what season. Complete first season. That's why I picked it for you. You also get, here's a Tellest book.
That's that fantasy superhero shit we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah, I was paying attention.
Here's also some swag from Everything is Awesome.
Oh.
You got a poster yesterday, so you don't get another one, buddy.
Purple condoms.
Here, you know what? I'll throw you a legitimate gift, too. Eagles hoop. Eagles
Ah.
It's a basketball
It's a
hoop.
mini hoop.
Basketball hoop for a football.
Listen, I sent my fiance to go to Five Below.
It was a
and
misprint.
She was supposed to get
Which is
crappy
great.
gifts, and she got things like that are actually pretty legitimate. Good.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's
an
pretty
awesome.
awesome. All right, let's bring someone else up to do a silly voice. I kind of want to embarrass your wife and have her come up. But let's bring Jeff up. You know,
Jeff.
Stormer from the Party of One podcast.
What up?
You are
He's definitely going to be our winner
he
on this one.
is the
He's the undisputed champion. of
undisputed
this.
champion of silly voices. It's kind of his gig with his podcast. Give it a listen. Here we are. We are going to do. A monk who is a rock and roll singer.
That looks like it.
Let's go to our judge here. Okay, pick a phrase card. Let's start with Mike number 2 this time.
Hold on, I gotta get eyes on this guy before I. give
Oh,
my
okay,
voice.
yeah.
This is
Get a
cheating.
good look at him.
Come on.
Pass that around the audience to so that you can see what voice we're trying to do.
Here we go. This guy sounds like. Love never. Oh, excuse me. Love means never having to say your breath smells like a dumpster.
Mike number 1.
In nomina patra, he who dies with the most toys is nonetheless still dead.
Oh, beautiful. That's fucking great.
There we go.
Money.
Jeff, we'll go with you next.
I had the exact same voice. I would really like to get out of the house more, but paparazzi keeps pounding me. It's a whole thing.
And I guess I'll go now. God, you took everyone's voice, I feel like. I'll do, I think I'll do a little bit of death metal, maybe. If you ever try to eat a churro in a porta potty and you drop it, just let it go, man.
There you go. That's just your regular voice.
Yeah, this is an act. Mic number 1, let's hear it up for him.
Boo. Oh, wait, I'm 2.
Oh, yeah, mic number 2.
That's
Mic number
fine.
1.
I earned that.
Jeff Stormer. And me.
No, it's Mike 1. Mike
That's
1.
that
Mike number
hurt.
1.
Woo!
That hurts. Jeff, I think you have a lot of Everything is Awesome swag as it stands, so I'll give you the new Everything is Awesome swag.
Look at that.
I'll give you One Tree Hill Season 3. Season 3. And let's go with a Deadpool t-shirt. There you go. That's the real prize.
Man.
Tellest bag.
This dude cleaned up.
Trading is allowed at 3 p.m. Oh, there's a Tellest bag somewhere. I think this is a new Tellest swag that you don't have, Jeff.
Jeff?
Probably.
Uh-oh.
All right, and let's our next person will be our guest for this evening. So let's bring out the host of Plus 2 Comedy. He has Game the Gamer coming up. Let's give it up for Noah Houlihan. Woo!
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
How's it going?
Going well?
Oh, that's so loud. That's so loud.
That was real loud.
Yeah.
That was
Jeff,
good.
you can take it. Or Jeff, Noah, you can take a seat right here.
Oh,
Since
yeah,
you're a
Noah,
future
come to the
guest
big
as well.
All right, let's all, everybody get out of the way. Wait, I'm locked around this gear
You can
table.
always take this mic if it's longer, too.
All right, here we go. All right,
I'm
we're
just
in.
trying to make things complicated during the show.
Perfect.
Noah,
Perfectly
first and
complicated.
foremost, thanks for doing the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I
And
greatly appreciate
you're
it.
going to be thrown
Oh,
under
some
the
cards
bus
here.
by
All right.
doing one of these games with us.
All right, sure, I could do that.
All
These are
right.
so long to read.
I wish we had. There was a podcast here yesterday, Get Up in the Cool. This card seems perfect for. They play bluegrass music. This is I would say, a bluegrass banjo playing dog.
That is exactly what this is. All right.
Pass that on over, and you can, Mike, number 2, you can give that to the audience so they get the voices.
He's cute. That's a cute dog.
I'd
Check it
watch
out.
a whole cartoon show about him.
I guess I'll start things off.
All right.
As part of the leaving greener carbon footprint, I'm conserving energy. Mine.
Is that Scruff McGruff?
All right, Mike number 1.
Do you guys remember Fox and the Hound?
Yeah.
Of course.
You remember
Sad.
Who was it? Chief or Sheriff or whatever, the big dog? When all you want is a hug and life curb stomps you just to show you who's boss.
I feel like you've been practicing, Mike, because last time we played this game, you were terrible.
Rigged.
Maybe.
Mike number 2.
Who doesn't like snickerdoodles? They're the king of all cookies.
And Noah.
You know what they say. If you lie down with dogs, you're probably going to get drooled on.
Perfect for the picture, too.
Yeah, it's
We're-
real good.
We're going to skip me. We all know I get maybe 1 pity clap. Mike number 1. Ooh. Okay, that's 2. That's 2.
That's all right.
Mike number 2.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
I
Thank
give
you.
claps to that. It was pretty good. And Noah, of course.
Noah.
Noah, you also get some Everything is Awesome crap. You get a sweet poster, I think.
Come
That
on,
is pretty
Seventh
cool.
Heaven DVDs.
You get some Tellest swag.
What's
And
he
let's see
get?
what else is
I'm
you
being
get
for the folks at home, I'm being handed bags of things I'm not looking into.
basketball.
Yes!
on
Yes!
DVD.
Solid prize.
It's a great.
That-
I've dropped it on the ground.
And a fidget spinner.
Hey!
Fidget spinner.
Excellent.
And who has an iPhone 6 Plus? Anyone?
No one?
I already
That's
have
just
one of
gonna-
those.
That's going to stand right there for the
Oh,
bar.
sweet.
FUCK cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer. Mike, thank you for
Thank you.
partaking.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Doom Thugs, number 1
Shout
podcast
out.
in
We
Delco.
love Bucks County is also cool.
Yeah.
Levittown, baby.
Levittown, that's right.
It's not as bad as Doylestown right now.
All right, let me just grab my beer. Noah, thanks for doing the show, like I said.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
I met Noah at a fellow podcaster, I Like to Movie with Garrett Smith and Dan Scully. They do an amazing live show called Like to Movie Live, where they do a bunch of movie games. And Noah here was dressed up as Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Was not asked to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, I'm going to show up as Luke Skywalker. It'll be fun.
And it was at that moment that I was like, I need to have him on my show.
Yeah, in like 2 years.
2 years.
I definitely need to have him on the
Yeah.
show.
And I've been looking for an excuse to get you on the show. And you obviously do a bunch of things.
I do too many things.
Yes, and you. But the one thing that you're here to promote is your Kickstarter, which we'll get to.
Okay.
No, yeah, come on, dude.
I was reaching for the gimmicks.
We'll get to that, but you're also like a what is it? Is it a tag team, for lack of a better word, comedy team?
Yes. I'm part of Plus 2 Comedy, which I have to correct you. We're nerd-specific stand-up comedians, so we go to Comic-Con and do comedy, and we make no money.
Oh, okay.
So that was total bullshit about how everyone gets paid. We make nothing. But basically, we tour the East Coast. We've done Otakon down in Maryland. We've done Nauticon up in Massachusetts. And we've gone as far out as Chicago for C2E2. And basically, all of our comedy is about comic books and video games and anime and stuff like that. So it's nerd-specific comedy.
Do you at least recoup the travel costs? Because that's a lot of traveling.
Recently,
okay,
I've gotten to the level where they will pay for my travel.
That's
so
the con scene is actually something inspired by you partially. Is like what I'm trying. Like that's like a cool scene to like get into to do. I had no
it's
idea.
a blast.
And there's a lot of podcasters that do it.
Yeah, a lot of podcasters do it. If you said you guys are making a board game or a card game,
Yeah, we got a card game.
Yeah, you should absolutely be at DexCon, shilling that, or anything from Double Exposure, which is cons that we do every year. That's just tabletop gaming conventions. Yeah. So it's a good time. So there's a lot of money to be made by people who aren't me at conventions.
Well, let's be honest, us, because
yes.
we are a bunch of a-holes. So how does so is it straight up like stand up comedy? Is it scripted?
What we do is we do stand up comedy. Mm-hmm. We open the show. We kind of just get on stage and kind of get a feel for the crowd, and then basically we try to tell jokes that they would want to hear. So an average Plus 2 comedy show involves me doing something like, "Hey, do you guys like Spider-Man?" And then I get a huge reaction. And then I tell a joke that doesn't get as big of a reaction as simply mentioning Spider-Man. And then at the end, we do a Q&A with the crowd. And I always say, if you want to talk to us about us and about comedy, you can. If you want to ask us who would win in a fight between Mega Man and Iron Man, you can ask that as well, and we will give you a definitive answer. So we settle any nerd debates that people have at the end of the show.
Anyone have a question that's related to that they want to ask right now while we have the foremost expert?
Definitive answers. And I also just started doing PotterCon, and I'm in charge.
Potter.
Yes, Harry Potter. And I'm in charge of sorting people. So if you want to know what house you belong to, I'm now trained in the art of doing that.
So Noah is a sorting hat.
I am a sorting hat.
Can you go to like a class and get certified?
Yeah, I got my certification done, so I got the credits needed, and I finished my practicum. So I am now a sorting hat.
Kev's an ordained minister.
I am an ordained minister.
I am as well.
It's amazing how easy it is.
Yeah,
I've actually
$5 and an internet connection.
$0 and an internet connection.
I'd like to see your credentials then. It costs $5.
Kev, you got it when it was 26K connection, right?
Yeah, it was dial-up when I got it. I actually ordained myself twice. Once as my real name, Kevin Gallagher, and this was in the days of wrestling. Mm-hmm. So once as Steel Tip, the ordained minister.
Now, are you aware that I am a professional wrestler?
Yes.
He got distracted. I'm just the guest.
Professional wrestler?
Yeah, I'm also a professional wrestler.
Yeah, okay, so good. I'm glad you brought this up because I didn't know how kayfabe you were.
Well, I mean, I can hide the fact that I'm not really a video game character, but I also work for Cosplay Pro Wrestling.
This is amazing because as soon as I saw you tweet something about it.
Yeah.
I then Googled it and then watched a YouTube video where I heard you and Jeff Stormer, and I was like, Jeff?
Yeah, me and Jeff.
What are you hiding from me?
We are the color commentary team for Cosplay Pro Wrestling, and then I wrestle as the evil Giovanni from Team Rocket, and I run in and I interrupt wrestling matches with Pokemon in them.
So let me ask this, because this is
it's the life I live.
As someone who did it with like a wrestling gimmick versus a comic book or video game nerd gimmick, is it like? Do you guys actually, are you trained? Did someone train you?
Yes, we're trained. That's very insulting. Yeah, we're all trained. We're all professional wrestlers.
Well, but Uncle Yo was...
Uncle Yo is not.
Okay.
And that's a funny thing. There's another convention stand-up comedian by the name of Uncle Yo. And people always assume that we hated each other because we're in the same profession. So we started to kind of use that in Cosplay Pro Wrestling, and we were using him as like a guest host to get eyes on the show. And I would always intimidate him, but as Giovanni from Team Rocket, because why use my real name in the real life storyline? So we kept doing it, and then we were slowly realizing it's like we're eventually going to have a match. Like, that's where we're going to have to go.
This is the coolest thing I've ever heard of, is cosplay wrestling.
So what ended up happening is at Anime Next in Atlantic City, we were in the atrium, which is just like the hallway of the convention center. So it was like Roman gladiators. We had the ring, and then we had people surrounding it, and then there was balconies full of people, and then balconies, and then balconies. So it was like 700 people at this show. And I'm in a suit getting ready to wrestle. And I'm about to battle Uncle Yo in a match where the loser must leave Cosplay Pro Wrestling forever. And it dawns on me as I'm staring across the ring at Uncle Yo that this is my first singles match. I've had tag team matches before, but this is my first singles match. And I'm staring across the ring, and I was like, you know what? It's my first match. There's 700 people here, and I'm the veteran. Like, if things go south, I have to figure it out, and it's my first match. And it was refereed by Jeff Stormer. So, like not even the ref really had more experience than me. So it's just like, all right, we got a lot of stuff planned. So, and what we ended up doing to hide the fact that Uncle Yo couldn't really wrestle is we did a lot of chops. And I thought it was a good idea. It's not. That I was going to chop him a lot, and then so he could get revenge, he would let the crowd chop me. So I end up rolling to the outside. He's holding my arms behind my back, and just random people are now slapping me in the chest. And there was a bunch of people dressed up as wrestlers, and the last person to hit me was a guy dressed as Kevin Owens. And he shoved everyone else out of the way, and he was like, me, my turn. And he used the back of his hand so he could use his knuckles. As soon as it hit me, I was like, we're done with this spot. We're going back in the ring. I've made terrible, terrible errors.
Now,
bad decision. Don't let untrained people hit you on purpose. It's a bad idea.
The most veteran wrestlers in this room, would you ever let an audience member touch you?
Yeah, it's a huge mistake. Well aware is a mistake.
That's accurate.
Yeah, don't want that. That's bad.
That was an interesting. Make sure you download the latest Blacklisted podcast to hear that.
Well, you
story.
shouldn't participate in fans bring the piss matches.
Do you remember
Mike.
the Royal Rumble?
I don't remember this.
Mike, I had a question for you.
What's your question?
When did your mom save that gentleman's life?
So, all right. So we're at a Royal Rumble. It wasn't Emily Methodist. It was like the Salvation Army firehouse thing, whatever it was.
Okay.
We had this big Royal Rumble match.
Okay.
And
just ripping off the WWE.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You didn't even give it a new name?
No, I think we called it a Battle Royale or something like that.
Did we still call it Tournament of Kings at that point?
Yeah, that was what it was. It was the Tournament,
of Kings.
Ripped right out of my books.
All right, cool.
So what ended up happening was, we had it all planned out and everything. It was one of the most beautifully crafted Battle Royale over the top rope, things that we ever did. And we had probably around 30 people until Mr. Nubius Black took a bump a little too hard.
Oh,
you remember this?
I remember now.
He bumped in a battle royal?
He went over the top rope a little too fast and hard, and he ended up you could hear the thud of his head against the and it was like a linoleum floor, so you could just hear thwack. Your eyes rolled into the back of your head and everything.
No, this was in the basement of Emily Methodist. I remember it clear as day now.
So,
God.
My mom, being a trained nurse, shows up above Nubius Black to make sure that he's okay, because that noise is not a wrestling bump noise. No. And he said that he thought she was an angel, meaning he thought he was dying.
He was dead. Yeah. This is how you go out.
I'll tell you, Mike's mom. I've known Mike for I don't even know how long.
Probably 24
20
years.
plus years. Is someone that it was the second mom to me. I remember the first live, second live wrestling thing we did in the backyard. I came up with this great idea to do an inverted swanton. So I would stand my back to the ring on the top rope, jump backwards, do a front flip onto the guy. after the show, your mom.
So a moonsault?
No. I would jump back. I can't do it.
Yeah, do it off the bumper card you're sitting in.
Jump backwards.
I'll
and
lay
then
on the ground
a
for you.
forward front flip.
I would.
All right.
My back is to the ring. I'm
Right.
facing the crowd. I jump backwards and do a front flip.
And do a front flip. Okay,
Yes.
so it's a reverse shooting star press.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And do a
But
swan
not
dive.
as fancy. Like a shooting star press, guys, is super fancy.
And he was doing this even with this physique.
With that
like
body.
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Back then, because this is like 250 pounds.
You didn't
of
do that
like
with that match
awesomeness.
against C-Rob?
No. The last time I did that, I slipped off the top rope, hit my head, and thought I had a concussion, so I ended that move. But your mom came up to me after that move. She's like, "Do not ever do that again, Kevin."
Incorrect.
No, because I wasn't bleeding.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I wasn't aware of that. She never shared that part with me.
Wait, did she pull it out of her purse? Did she pull it out of her purse?
Was it like an extra heavy pad?
Why do you want to know? All right. Oh,
Well,
God.
perfect.
Well, and we
Perfect.
actually did get shut down,
plenty
2 or
of
3
times.
shows later.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
I want to make this last as long as possible now.
Okay.
So let's talk Game the Gamer.
Let's talk Game the Gamer. Grabbing the gimmicks.
So this is my elevator pitch of Game the Gamer. It's a show where you, the host, challenge people to win money by playing video games, and they get to buy benefits for themselves or sabotages for other people,
Right.
including like a controller where the Z button on a Nintendo 64 controller may not work, so they can't fire a turtle shell or any other weapon in Mario Kart.
Yep.
Elevator pitch, right?
Yeah, stuff like that, but also beyond just the game, because there's a few that aren't in the pilot.
Okay.
We had them play Crash Team Racing, which is like Mario Kart with Crash Bandicoot, and I hung a guy upside down.
Oh,
So he was suspended by his ankles, and he had to try to play the video game that way. And the way it works is I give everybody $100. I get 4 players. I give them all $100. And they win whatever money they have left at the end of the game. But if they lose, they have to give all their money back. So you have to try to not come in last and not spend too much. So if the person hung upside down, chances are they're going to get eliminated. But you might have to spend $20 to get that to happen or stop it from happening to you.
Can you pay to get people not to disadvantage you?
Well, you can pay for it, but it works like an auction. So it's kind of like, look, I have the power glove, and someone's going to have to pay with the power glove. Who will give me $5 for this? Someone will give me 5, you'll give me 6, you'll give me 7. And there's a chance that whenever they buy it, they're going to give it to you, or they might give it to someone else. So you got to kind of play the risk versus reward game.
The two that I like that are from the pilot is the DDR mat as a controller.
DDR mat as a controller is my absolute favorite thing to do to people.
I think this is accurate. Maybe I'm making it up, but the blindfold with pinholes in it.
Yes, I made them wear a mask. It was technically a Sin Cara mask.
Okay.
And I put tape over it, and then and then put tiny holes in it that were off center, so you could only really use one eye at a time. And my latest one, you told me that I was supposed to bring a sabotage.
Yeah,
with
because
me.
I feel like it would be a fun way to demonstrate what this show is.
The latest thing that I bought, and I'm currently wearing it, I got these electrodes on me right now, and I've been electrocuting people.
There we go.
With it. So
fun times.
So for the rest of this interview,
I'm going to hand it to you, a stranger. And before you start killing me,
Well, we're just going to hit buttons until something
before
happens.
you start killing me, we're doing a Kickstarter for this because I have to pay out of pocket for my own for the prizes and for the sabotages. This thing was expensive. All the video games are real expensive and stuff like that. So I have these cards for our Kickstarter, and since I'm trying to raise money, I was hoping that like you guys would donate to have this thing turned up. That was my theory.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. So we're auctioning off his pain.
Off my pain during this interview.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I love putting my life in the hands of strangers. Yeah.
I like this. Okay.
Yeah, so
let's do like a mock thing that you would do during the show.
Okay.
As far as like auctioning off $1 per button push.
yeah, something along those lines. $1. God, I was hoping people would be more generous
We'll start
here.
the bidding at $50.
Yeah, please.
How about we start with 25
yeah,
cents?
so the way this is actually turned off, but the way this works, I'll show you. This makes it hurt more. Okay,
But we're not delivering the shock
it's
until...
on now. So I kind of feel it. It's got a nice little tinkle to it.
Is it supposed to be like one of those, like, it messes with your abs, like you feel it? Like...
Yeah, it's technically an abtronica.
Gotcha.
But so right now there's like a nice little pulse here. It's like someone's lightly touching my chest.
So are we
Now,
looking for people to hand you money right now?
You can put it in the beer glass so we can continue talking. And all right, so he's already digging deep. Also, if you want to change the mode, you can hit that, and it'll be like a longer pulse.
Right now, it looks like you're being lightly massaged.
Yeah, right now.
What's the dollar? How much? How much does it go up per dollar?
I don't know how much. What you were putting in?
So what is that? That's
a 5.
So what, we do 5 times?
5 times you'll max it out too quickly.
Oh, okay.
So I think it only goes up to 10.
Okay.
So it's in your hands, my friend,
right,
who I don't know. Ow. Okay. So basically, it's kind of like right now. It feels like my heart's beating real quick. Like I just went for a run, and my heart's beating out of my chest.
I hit up, and it brought the number down. So I'm going to assume that these are his hit points.
No, those are my hit points. It only lasts for 15 minutes, and then it shuts off.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I guess it assumes you'll die after enough time.
I don't want this to go up to. Oh, well, let's other people do this
so
first.
So what do we got there?
Oh, that's
we got
a 20. All right. So, thank you.
If
thank you so much for supporting my Kickstarter. Ow.
Here's another 20.
Thank you so much for supporting my Kickstarter. My Kickstarter, we need. Okay, so another brilliant idea by Noah Houlihan. Okay, all right.
Is it maxed out yet?
No, we still got 2 more buttons apparently.
All right, 2 more buttons, guys. Who has some money?
You guys can
my
chest is absolutely.
Okay,
it's a whole dollar. Okay, that's great. So you can. I don't know if you guys can see that my chest is freaking out right now.
It actually looks like you're doing like pectoral lifts.
What I need. For the show to happen, I need over $6,000, and thank you. There's another.
Just keep doing it.
So thank you. Wait, no, I just made 75 cents for this. That's awesome.
You want to sit there and call me out, right?
Those nickels. God damn it.
Now lift your shirt up and let me chop your ass. Come on, lift it up.
I'm gonna need more money than that. If I'm gonna get chopped, I need more money. God damn it!
I think
we're supposed to be friends.
I think we just hit.
God damn it!
Trained professional, Nubius Black.
You're gonna slap the fucking electrodes off my chest. Can I finish my pitch and then all right? Well, all right. God damn it!
Is it maxed out?
I don't know. Noah, can you tell me, is that maxed out?
Yeah, that's close to maxed out.
Close. So
we need some more money to max this out.
So right now it feels like I'm being chopped. What's happening? There's another mode. There's other modes that'll just.
Are the other modes terrible?
Yeah,
or?
like there's one that's just like a long, intense, like.
All right.
So listen, the show. Guys, do you see how my body's freaking out?
It is literally moving. Winter is coming.
No. Yeah. So thank you so much for donating to the Kickstarter. God! So now it's like a steady on and then back on again. There it is. So the Kickstarter can be found at plus2comedy.net.
Oh, you know what? This went all the way back down in power, so I have to say we ramp it back up.
Plus2comedy.net. You can take a card. I chose nipples. I could have put these anywhere. So you guys can take a card. Please donate to the Kicks. Thank you so much for your already donations. Woo! All right. So also, if you want to watch the pilot, Plus2 Comedy Gaming on YouTube is the name of our YouTube channel. Please check out the pilot. Please share it as much as possible. So I get to do this to other people and not have it done to myself. So right now we're pretty far from our goal, and we have like about 19 days left.
And he's
for
it's
those
not that
at
he's sad,
home-
he's in pain.
For those at home,
or both.
He's literally. It looks like he's about to die.
So what I did at the last con I was at, they were playing Mortal Kombat, and I turned it up every time they got injured.
Nice.
And it got to the point where it was this girl I was electrocuting that she just stopped playing and started hitting me, and she ended up winning. But like God damn it! I've been using this as the last sabotage, which is a mistake because at the end of the game they're like, I'm down to $8 and I'm being electrocuted for $8. I better win. Damn it! Okay.
Let me ask you. No, are you regretting not opting for the shots of Tabasco sauce or whatever?
Yeah, I did. For the Kickstarter video, we wanted to explain what the show was and all the things we need the money for while being sabotaged, and I did a shot of hot sauce. This hopefully there will be no long-term effects to this. The hot sauce stayed with me for like a day, and that was terrible. So I'd rather do this than shots of hot sauce, as horrible as a thought that is. I had to stop talking for a moment. So yeah, please check out the Kickstarter. It is plus2comedy.net. Will take you right to the Kickstarter page. And I'm sweating so much now.
While he regains some composure, I want everyone to know when I messaged him about this, my thought process was that I would be hooked up to something, or we both would be.
Do you want me to stick some of these on you?
Nope, not at all.
There's 4, so we could share the current if you'd like.
We do this while playing NPC.
You got your money already, so we're good.
God. All right.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the 15 minutes he was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we still got 8 minutes. There you go.
Yeah, so also I have the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. Oh, wait, it's in a bad spot now. let me readjust it up.
All right. Mike, let's cut it.
All right.
We're going to move along. We're going to let Noah get his plugs out.
All right, yeah, okay.
Take it down slow.
I think we're done. We're done.
That was what a great show this is.
And if you want to be a guest on Everything is Awesome, contact me at RealAwesomePod on Twitter. This is what we do to you.
All right. They're all stuck to my shirt now. Ask me questions.
Well, just give out your... Yeah, why? Give out all your final plugs.
Why? Because, like, the Kickstarter ain't doing well, and I needed the money. That is 100% right. I might not live to see the day where this becomes reality. I know. Here's the thing about Plus 2 Comedy. Our motto is basically, I have an idea. Ooh, that sounds stupid. Let's do it. Because we are notorious for being like, okay, we have a show on Saturday in Hoboken and a show on Sunday in Lancaster. Who cares? Let's do it. So, like, and there was a time I had a show in Lancaster at midnight and then a show in Hoboken at 11 a.m. So there was no sleep. It was just driving through the night.
You went to Amish country.
Yeah. Yeah, it was mistakes. Mistakes were made. There's still tape in my shirt.
Right.
Why?
I want everyone...
Plus 2 Comedy. Why? Yeah, that could be our new slogan. So
everyone, you just saw what this man went through. If you didn't give money here, give it to the Kickstarter.
Yes.
Plus2comedy.net leads right there.
Plus2comedy.net takes you right to the Kickstarter. You can check out the pilot there, and you can also check out the update videos and our stretch goals. One of our stretch goals is we're going to do a Chikara episode. So we're going to have 4 Chikara wrestlers on the show and electrocute them and see what happens.
Yeah, they can really take it.
Yeah, please check out the Kickstarter, plus2comedy.net. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm at TV's Noah.
Noah, once again, thank you for doing the show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for putting yourself through pain. Feel free to just slide over and stick around if you want.
I'll stick around.
Let's.
Is someone else coming up here?
Yeah. I
got a great idea for whoever comes up here next.
Hook them up. Yeah. We have a comedian today from Full Belly Laughs. Please welcome Brian Durkin.
Woo!
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where the stage is. Give it up for the Philly Podcast Festival putting this together, man. It's exciting stuff. I shaved my pubes for this shit, man. It's exciting. The last time I had an office job, my boss said, "Hey, Brian, you look like you could be a trans person." To which I said, "Thank you," because I needed that job. Her name was Karen. Karen with a C. Karen with a big old capital C. Which is not a person, that's a conjugated verb. Now, she got me one of them standing desks, and she had the treadmill walking desk. But the president of the company, he had the best setup. He had a chair. Board of directors are right here, second row. Clap it up if you've been in a relationship for a long while. Anyone's been? Sir, in the suit, how long? 6 years. Lucky she was not here. That took you a while to answer. 6 years? Give it up for him and his wife. 3 years of sexual inactivity. Unbelievable. No, I've actually with a lady, and I identify as a man. And it's been great. We just made it to our 1 year anniversary. Oh. Thanks. She beats the shit out of me every night, but, you know. You guys didn't know that. It has its ups and downs. But no, she's great. We celebrate our 1 year anniversary 2.5 years ago, and it's been excellent. She's really nice. She's almost too nice. Like, we'll be sitting on the couch, and she'll be like, "Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian. Can I touch your penis?" Ew, no. You can grab my cock. My uncle touches my penis. Yeah, I don't know. I got my quirks, too. Like, just the other day, I went to get a haircut, and before I sat in the chair, I went to the bathroom, and I fixed my hair in the mirror, which is ridiculous. You know, it'd be like if I adjusted my belt, but I'm all out of heroin. Yeah, usually you want to end your set on a good joke, but I prefer a stinker and then do an interview right afterwards. So, listen to me talk now.
Find some room on the couch, Brian.
Oh, thanks.
Brian Durkin, everybody. I gotta before he even talks. If you have any sense, you will come out here next weekend to Tattooed Moms on Sunday, correct?
Yeah, Sunday.
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Full Belly Laughs, the podcast live, is single-handedly one of the greatest, if not greatest, live performances I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
It's so much fun. A panel of comedians playing board games is a lot funnier than you think it is. It is an incredible show.
And snacks. Delicious snacks.
And snacks, yes.
So, Brian, so you're doing the festival, second year doing the festival next year.
Yep.
Or next week.
We kick things off next Sunday, last day of the festival, and we'll be playing a game that Noah actually set a record on. We'll be playing Guess Who. Does everyone remember that board game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love this Guess Who game.
So, for those that aren't familiar, there's this drawn character, and you try to ask questions to guess who it is, and there's a... Is this the Oscars? What's happening? You playing me off right now?
Just playing closing time over your speaking. That's all.
And you have to ask questions to figure out who the person is. But the caveat that we play on the show to make it really fun is you can't ask questions pertaining to physical appearance. And Noah is one of the illustrious few that asked one question and then got it right immediately.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Pro at this.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. It gives the comedians a lot of opportunities to ask funny and silly things and build a character. And the audience gets to cheer whether they think it's a yes or no. And we have a whole menagerie of prizes. Next week, we'll be giving away an Amazon Echo Dot.
What?
Oh, yeah. So come on. Free show, so come on out.
I got basketball.
Yeah, no.
That's the level of quality. Let's see. Delco gave out a regular Nintendo game.
Yeah, no, that was sick.
Damn it.
Bucks County gave out basketball. And are you in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I guess I'm the number one podcast in West Philly.
There you go.
I'll say
West
that.
Philly giving out Amazon dots.
Oh, sorry. Well, wait. No, I can't. I just offended Jeff so bad, but it's okay. I was going to go more narrow, but that's still rude. I can't. Because even
Number one gaming putt? No.
Yeah, I can't even be like the number one podcast in Cedar Park because you'll still be pissed off.
Number one podcast in Cedar Park about gaming.
Yeah.
No, damn it.
I'm the number one podcast in Cedar Park on your way to Clark Park.
There you go. All right.
That's the beautiful thing about being from Bucks County.
Yeah.
Is like I recently found out there's another podcast, and so far they don't know that I say I'm the number one, so it's
There
all
you
good.
go. And I want to claim that phrase right now. People Google that a lot. I want the best podcast that's in Cedar Park, that's on your walk to Clark Park.
Brian, I got to cut you off.
That's
thank
fine.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for doing the show. Thank you all for coming out to the 5th Annual Philadelphia Podcast Festival. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting Everything is Awesome, the Podcast Festival. Thank you for our sponsors of the festival, the Philadelphia Podcasting Society, Princess Sound, Tattooed Mom, Fireball Printing, Pyroglyphic Studio, New Media Touring, Philly Banner Press, Tea House Inc., Wildfire Radio, Clickstay Photography and Design. Thank you for my guests, Brian Durkin of Full Belly Laughs, Noah Houlihan of +2 Comedy and Game the Gamer. Give him money because he went through hell tonight. My co-host, Mike D'Angelo, Tellest.com, QuantumQuest.com. Check it out. And there's a whole lot of other people I want to thank, but I don't know who they are. So thank you all. Check us out on awesomepodcast.com. Watch our show, listen to our show, whatever it is you do with podcasts. By the way, check out that awesome Powerpress Girl Human Centipede artwork. It's pretty cool. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Court and Parts Podcast Network. To listen to more Court and Parts shows, visit courtandarts.com.